talk about is something that's been probably weighing on your mind. I don't want to split hairs on this one. Yes, I did do that on purpose. But let's talk about finances. So with this procedure, it is elective. First of all, it's cosmetic, and insurance does not cover these kinds of procedures in general. So this is an out-of-pocket expense, or I like to think of it as an investment. So the cost per graft for something like this is $8 per graft. The average person could need as few as 400 to 600 grafts, but for most people with significant hair loss, you're probably more in the 1,500 to 2,500 graft range. You do the math on that, and it comes out anywhere between $10,000 to $16,000, $18,000, something along those lines. So there are financing options available, things like Care Credit, Lending Tree. And so for specifics on those, you can either go to their specific websites for those companies, or you can always contact us. Now, something that people always are trying to figure out is the value. Is it worth it? And of course, nobody really can determine if it's worth it or if the value is there except for you. What I can tell you is that this is something that is every minute of every day. In other words, once you've had this procedure, and once you've had the surgical hair restoration, you're enjoying the benefits of this every minute of every day, really for the rest of your life. Some people have issues with value and whether or not they're worth it. Believe it or not, some people don't feel that they're worth that kind of investment. I've heard people in the past say that, well, that's my kid's inheritance, or, I'm not sure I want to spend my money on that. There's a lot of things in life that are expensive. I think of this in comparison to a car. Really, $20,000 or less for a car, you're getting an okay car, but you're certainly not getting a Porsche or a Lamborghini. I think of this, or at least for me and my value system, this is like a Porsche or a Lamborghini for me, and isn't going to be something that's going to break down, need repairs, or that's so expensive I'm afraid to drive it. So you have to determine for yourself, is the value there? Is it worth it? Is it maybe worth deferring that, expensive new truck or that new car and doing something like this and get the new truck and the new car later? So one of the biggest advantages of this procedure is potentially a change in the way you feel about yourself, an increase in self-confidence, an increase in self-esteem. That increase in self-confidence or self-esteem can translate in all sorts of different ways. It can translate in relationships, it can translate in the work environment, with jobs, how you feel about yourself, possibly job promotions, etc., etc. So it's really hard for me standing on this side of the camera to try to figure out how an increase in self-confidence and self-esteem would affect you. But what I do know is that any increase in self-confidence and self-esteem is really invaluable. For you to try to figure out, okay, where do you fall on the spectrum, here's what I recommend you do. In the next video, we're going to have some people, I believe it's going to be Heather, Shelby, and Lindsay, show you exactly what pictures we would need. So I want to encourage you to take these photos, follow that tutorial. So what I encourage you to do is to take those photos as we recommend, have those emailed into us at the email address that we'll provide, and then we can look at that and actually give you a phone call and give you at least a range or an idea of what kind of investment it would require to get you in the range of the results that you're looking for. So again, if you have any questions, please let us know. If you could, leave a comment down below. Also, subscribe and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for tuning in.